Back now on Triad today. I have three very special guests I want you to meet. Two of them have been here on several occasions, but we're always glad when they can make time for us. Lori Bates, our director. On my immediate right, our good friend David Daggett of Daggett Shuler Law Firm, attorneys at law. And next to him, our special guest that they actually brought with them today, Bill Dotson. A lot of you around the community know Bill. He's marketing manager for Smokin' Harley-Davidson. We'll tell you where that's located in just a minute. And, of course, Griff Shuler, bringing up the rear, and I mean that in the nicest way.
Thanks, Jim.
From Daggett Shuler, attorneys at law. David, I want to start with you and Griff first. David, why do we need to talk about motorcycle safety? Here we are in July, especially at this time of year. Why should we even be talking about it?
Well, we're always talking about road safety, but motorcycles, just like bicycles that I ride, you're much more exposed than you are in a motor vehicle. And in fact, statistics show that you're 26 more times likely to die in a motorcycle crash than a car crash. So safety is important. It can't be emphasized enough.
Griff, you guys deal with a lot of injuries, a lot of people that are injured through no fault of their own. This takes on a whole different thing because of what David's saying, that it is more dangerous. Do you see a lot of it? Do you try to advise people, and what happens?
We see a lot of it. We represent a lot of motorcycle riders. One thing to keep in mind is, Jim, that alcohol and motorcycles don't mix. 40% of motorcycle riders that die in single vehicle accidents, alcohol is involved. So that's a big thing to remember for cycle safety.
Right.
Is alcohol and motorcycles do not mix.
Absolutely. Bill, I'm going to spend a couple minutes with you on some things. First, let's give a plug in for, most people know where you are, but let's tell everybody where you are.
We're located right down the street from you guys, 3441 Meyerly Drive here in Winston-Salem.
And you can see your place right off the interstate.
Off Business 40.
Yeah, but you're only seeing the top of the iceberg. Oh, that dealership is amazing.
They have the restaurant,
it's amazing.
and then you buy your cycles, and then they have the shop down below, and you can do everything. Right?
Absolutely.
Do you offer, this is going to sound like a stupid question, but if I go and I buy a cycle, I say, I want to get this one, do you offer safety classes for me?
I'm glad you asked that because that's something we're just beginning to do. Beginning in July on the 16th, we're going to have our first riding academy, HarleyDavidson Riding Academy. We just established this at our dealership. A number of dealerships around the country already are involved in that. But we found that we do everything else at the dealership, so why not offer the safety course, which is provided by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation as well as Harley-Davidson. They work together to put together the academy, and it's really interesting because what you do is you take an e-course through MSF to begin with prior to the actual academy. Then you spend 3 to 4 hours in the classroom on a weekend, and then 8 hours for 2 days riding a motorcycle and learning the safety features, how to react in case of certain situations. It's really a good course, and I'm really proud we're offering it.
And did you want to say something? You turned like, sometimes he hits me. He hit me under the table.
I will in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Now, but I assume part of that.
I was listening to you.
Oh, well, that's a mistake right there. That the safety helmet's very important, but I heard somebody tell me one time, oh, Jim, I'm from such and such a state, we don't have to wear a helmet. Is that true?
That is true. There are a lot of states in the United States that you don't have a helmet law. In the state of North Carolina, you do have a helmet law, and you see a lot of guys riding around with these, what they call novelty helmets. It's like wearing a piece of paper on your head. It's not doing you a bit of good. You need to wear a DOT, Department of Transportation approved helmet to be safe when riding a motorcycle. Now, a lot of folks like to ride without a helmet. South Carolina for one, Florida for another. Those are a couple of states.
But not us. You have to have it in North Carolina.
Absolutely, positively have to
David,
have
wrap
that.
up with some final thoughts.
Well, I don't want to kill people with statistics, but states where you don't have helmet laws, more than 50% of the motorcycle deaths, they're not wearing helmets. In states with helmet laws, less than 10% of the deaths are wearing helmets. So a helmet is very, very important. I want to put a plug in for Smokey Harley-Davidson. I was out riding my bicycle in the country last weekend, and a motorcycle came by, and then another one came by, and Bill told me there was between 200 and 250. It was it was a Purple Heart ride for our veterans.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was just remarkable that they organized an event like that to honor our Purple Heart veterans.
I think
I was very impressed.
Excellent. And Griff, I know you echo that too.
Absolutely, and motorcycle riders, that's the passion and the care for the community that we see all over Winston-Salem and this area.
Well, I want to follow up on that with two. Up on screen, not only the DaggettShulerLaw.com site, but also SmokingHarley.com, which you can find out all about upcoming events and things like that. But go there and buy your cycle there and take classes and be safe, as Dave and Griff were talking about. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.